Happy Tuesday, everybody. I have no clue what I'm going to get up to today. Honestly, I've been very tired and kind of unmotivated because for the first time in a while, we've gotten some rain, so it's dark and rainy outside, and I just totally want to take a nap on the couch. Just be done with it. But I'll find something to get into. Okay, so I need to change thread in my machine for a project I want to do, and I have to use black. And usually you'll see a piece of the thread taped down to where you can pull it and start it. They didn't do that on this. I don't even know where to begin looking for the leader thread on this so I can pull it out. Okay, so I finally found the thread. I had to put my reading glasses on. And now I get to go figure out how to thread a bobbin. I'm not good at stuff like this. This is why I usually hand sew. But the project I want to work on, I have to have a sewing machine. Okay, so what I'm going to attempt for my project today, I can't sew clothes at all. Like, I don't know how to sew. I cannot sew myself out of a wet paper sack. Seriously. But I've never sewn clothing, but I'm going to try to make the simplest skirt you can possibly make. It's literally just measuring the fabric, cutting it into a rectangle, sewing the sides together, and then sewing a looped under band to slide elastic through, and then you sew the elastic, and it's supposed to be done. What you do is you're going to do double your waist, so you measure your waist, you do double the waist measurement. You can do triple if you want it to be really full and bunchy around the edge, but I don't. So I'm doing double the waist measurement, and the elastic is supposed to be your waist size plus 1 extra inch. I had a problem. I could only find pre-cut elastic, and the elastic I'm actually going to have to stretch a little bit to sew it. I don't know if that's going to cause a problem. If it does, I can always rip open the seam when I can get some longer elastic and at least just do the band. But I'm going to try to make the skirt for today. So let's get started. Okay, so I can't find my measuring tape. The material wasn't cut wide enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to improvise. Measurements be damned. I'm just going to make it the way in my head I think I can make it. If it works out, spectacular. If it doesn't, fantastic. Because if it doesn't work out, I'll use the material in a quilt. So it's not going to be a loss no matter what. So you never know until you try. So let's give it the old Gothic try. So I'm very happy I got some scissors this past weekend. No, I'm not going to iron this right now. I'm going to cut it first. Was it this way and this way? It's just the same. Hold on. I want to see if I got to use this one or if I have to use this way. This way. Okay. I'm just going to cut it straight down the middle. I don't care if it's even, because all this is going to be turned under anyway. I really wish I had a cutting mat. It would go smoother than cutting on the carpet. Right now what I'm going to do is I have to do my side hems where I'm going to pull it together. So I have to fold it down and do a seam allowance. I should technically be ironing this. I'm really bad about getting around to hooking up my iron. I don't have an ironing board, so that means I have to clear off the table and put down a towel to iron on top of whatever I'm ironing on top of, and it gets to be a pain in the rear end. I'm doing the ironing thing anyway. I'm sorry I don't have room to move everything. I'm putting down a pillowcase to protect my thingy, you know what I mean, my table. This is a pain. This is exactly why I need a sewing table. I'm just folding down as I go. Now that's done, I'm going to fold one more time. Okay, so I got everything ready. I'm going to line this up underneath. I'm not going to sew with, I'm just going to line it up to the edge of the foot. No, I can't. That was a very, I'm going to put the foot on there. There it goes. Do the first couple stitches very slow. And then reverse. Now that side, this hem is sewn together. You see that? Okay, what I just filmed you could not even see because of the sewing machine. I don't have room for this stuff. This is what I just ironed down. This is for the elastic to go in. The elastic that you get is 1 inch. So you want to make sure that you fold down your, first I folded it down about 1/4 of an inch right there. Iron that down. Then I folded it over. I used my quilting square to make sure that I had it right. I folded it over 1.5 inches all the way down, because this is where your elastic is going to go. And if you can, don't get braided elastic, get knit elastic, because from everything I've seen, knit elastic will staying straight up. The braided elastic is the kind that'll kind of like roll down on you, and you don't want that. So this is what I've done. Now I'm going to have to sew along this line. I'm sorry guys, this is more of a watch me do this than a tutorial. I just don't have the room to do real tutorials. I'm doing the best that I can, just bear with me. Now what we're going to do, now that both sides are sewn together so it's like a little sausage casing. I've got those 1.5 inches folded under. I'm going to have to sew around. But for son of a, that's, anything touches my floor, it gets dog hair on it. She's blowing her coat and I cannot keep the floor clean enough. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to put 2 pins in and mark about a 2-inch opening, because you gotta have a, I'm going to have to use, this is lighter colored pins so I can see them. I'm going to use about a 2-inch opening, because you gotta have a place to thread the elastic in. Alright, so dinner is done. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead, I showed you where I put the pins. I left a gap right there for the pins. I'm gonna start right on the opposite side of this pin. Alright, here we go. Now that it's a tube, it's going to have to be, I'm going to have to work at keeping it. Okay, don't forget, do a couple inches forward and then back stitch. The absolute best way to thread something through is with a safety pin. I'm going to stick a safety pin on this end of the elastic. I'm going to find my opening. this end, I'm actually going to safety pin to the beginning so I don't actually pull the whole thing through. Okay, now I've got the elastic. I had to sit down for a minute. I've got the elastic all the way through. So I'm going to unpin this one I used for an anchor. Now, you're going to take your elastic pieces, you're going to overlap them about an inch, and you're going to sew. You can sew along this line, but I'm going to try to make a box. But you want to use a zigzag stitch, because a zigzag stitch will allow the material to stretch. If you do it with a straight stitch, it's going to pull it out. So, and I've never used a zigzag stitch on this, so this will be new for me. Get it right up under that foot, put the presser down, feed that needle down. This is the ugliest zigzag stitch I've ever laid eyes on, but it's sewn and it'll hold. That's what matters. I'm going to put this back over to my straight stitch, and then see how I zip that? Just whoop, do like that, straighten the material out. We're just going to sew this little gap shut right here. Okay, the waist is done. That's pretty much the hard part. This vlog will be an hour if I do the hem. I'll do the hem tomorrow. Basically, it's going to be the exact same way as I did this. I'm just going to fold down, iron, fold down again, and do that. But I will try on the skirt and we'll see how it fits. Okay, so this is the finished skirt. I don't normally tuck things in, but I wanted you to see the waistband. And you can just move the gathers around to wherever you want them, however it's comfortable. This is not skirt material. It's very stiff, but I still want to make a skirt out of it. I'm just going to go ahead and hem it. I'm not going to put that in the vlog. But there you go. Just a simple, easy skirt. It's my first one ever. And yes, I'm going to wear it in public. So I think it'll, once I get it hemmed, I think it'll look cute with my Doc Martens. It would actually really be cute if you had some lace and you wanted to embellish the hem with lace. That would be cute too. Just to make it a little extra gothy. But yeah, this is not a Halloween skirt. This is a every day of the year skirt for me. So I like it. I think it works. So yeah, I'm gonna cut all the strings off and stuff, but there you go. Thanks for joining me. Sorry about all the frustration, but whew, sewing, you know, one of those things. Except for the material's really stiff, but I think after I think you're right. After I wash it, I think it'll help loosen it up.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Happy, fuck, what's today?